Thank you for your interest in the Port of Corpus Christi Authority Channel Deepening Project. This presentation is intended to give you information about the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Environmental Impact Statement, or EIS, to support the permit evaluations of the proposed project. We will explain how you can participate in the EIS process, and we look forward to receiving your feedback. The proposed project is needed to safely, efficiently, and economically export current and forecasted crude oil inventory through the Corpus Christi ship channel via very large crude containers, a common vessel in the world fleet. Crude oil is delivered via pipeline from the Eagle Ford Shale and Permian Basin to multiple locations at the Port of Corpus Christi. Crude oil inventories exported at the Port of Corpus Christi have increased from 280,000 barrels per day in 2017 to approximately 1.6 million barrels in January 2020, with forecasts increasing to 4.5 million barrels per day by 2030. Current facilities require vessel lightering to fully load very large crude carriers, which increases cost and affects safety. About the Corpus Christi ship channel. The Corpus Christi ship channel is approximately 29 miles in length, and it serves a complex of diversified public and private facilities collectively known as the Port of Corpus Christi. The Port of Corpus Christi has been in operation since 1926 and has become an integral part of the regional and state economy as the third largest port in the United States based on total revenue tonnage and the second largest exporter of crude oil. Ship channel-related businesses account for approximately 35% of jobs in the Corpus Christi metro area, generating $20 billion in economic impact statewide and $150 billion nationwide. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, or the Corps, is leading the development of the EIS in cooperation with the applicant, the Port of Corpus Christi Authority, and a number of federal, state, regional, and local agencies. So, what is an environmental impact statement? A federal agency must prepare an EIS if it is proposing a major federal action that may significantly affect the quality of the natural and human environment in order to comply with the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA. NEPA established our country's national environmental policies in 1969. The environmental review process seeks to facilitate better informed decisions and involve citizens, and the Corps will seek to involve the many ship channel stakeholders throughout the EIS process. About the Port of Corpus Christi Authority Channel Deepening Project. The proposed project is located within the existing channel bottom of the Corpus Christi ship channel, starting near the southeast side of Harbor Island, traversing east through the Aransas Pass, and extending into the Gulf of Mexico for an approximate distance of 13.8 miles. To address changing market needs, the proposed project would deepen this portion of the Corpus Christi ship channel beyond the current authorized channel depths of -54 feet and -56 feet mean lower low water to maximum depths of -79 feet and -81 feet mean lower low water to accommodate transit of fully loaded very large crude carriers with vertical distances between the waterline and the bottom of the hull, or drafts, of approximately 70 feet. An estimated 42 million cubic yards of new work dredged material would be generated as a result of the channel deepening. Additionally, the proposed project includes extending the existing terminus of the authorized channel an additional 29,000 feet into the Gulf of Mexico to reach -80 mean lower low water, expanding the existing inner basin at Harbor Island as necessary to accommodate very large crude carrier turning, including construction of a flare transition from the Corpus Christi ship channel with Aransas to meet the turning basin expansion. Potential placement of the new work dredged material into waters of the United States for beneficial use sites located in and around Corpus Christi and Redfish Bays. Potential placement of dredged material on San Jose Island for dune restoration. Potential placement of dredged material feeder berms for beach to provide restoration along San Jose and Mustang Islands. And transport of new work dredged material to the new work ocean dredged material disposal site. The proposed project does not include widening the channel, as the deepening activities would be completed within the footprint of the authorized ship channel width. However, some minor incidental widening would be expected to meet the side slope requirements of the deepened channel. An evaluation of alternatives to the proposed project are also being considered, including a no-action alternative. Alternatives that would avoid, minimize, and compensate for impacts to the environment within the proposed project footprint. Alternatives that would avoid, minimize, and compensate for impacts to the environment outside the footprint. Alternatives using alternative practices, and other reasonable alternatives that will be developed through the EIS scoping process. Where are we in the EIS process? An EIS is prepared in a series of steps. The first step, referred to as scoping, involves an open process where government and public comments are gathered to define issues that will be analyzed in the EIS. After the scoping stage, the draft EIS is prepared and is then made available for public and agency review. The project team will then receive and respond to public comments on the draft EIS and prepare the final EIS in consideration of all feedback received during the EIS process. Decisions are not made in an EIS. Rather, the EIS analysis serves as one of several factors decision makers consider. The decision is announced in the record of decision after the final EIS has been published. We are currently in the scoping stage of the EIS process. After reviewing comments and constraints identified by the public and coordinating with the appropriate federal, state, regional, and local agencies, our team will then proceed with developing alternatives for future public review in the draft EIS. How do I participate in the EIS process? You may participate in the process by providing comments for the project team's consideration. Public involvement is essential in assessing the environmental consequences of the proposed project and improving the quality of environmental decision-making. The Corps is using this meeting to receive citizens' ideas on the potential issues and impacts of the project on the natural and human environment. These ideas will be addressed in the environmental impacts analysis to help define the scope of the EIS. In addition to these ideas, the Corps specifically seeks the public's input on the problems, opportunities, and potential alternatives that the improvements may address. The Corps encourages full public participation to promote open communication on the issues surrounding the EIS for the proposed project. In addition, participation by federal, state, regional, and local agencies and other interested organizations is encouraged. On behalf of the project team, we thank you for your participation and look forward to hearing your feedback. Thank you.